It was supposed to be just a normal walk on the trail, and they went to go pick them up a couple hours later. They never showed up.
I think the part that really struck a nerve is when we're told that this is part of a criminal investigation. A crime has been committed.
On February 13, 2017, Abigail, Abby, Williams, 13, and Liberty, Libby, German, 14, had the day off from school. The two decided to go on a hike on the Monon High Bridge, a popular walking trail and historical site in Indiana. This would be the last time anyone would see the girls alive. However, snaps taken by the girls minutes before their murder would lead the police down a trail in the hopes of uncovering the perpetrator. Welcome back to True Stories. Join the family in exploring the most twisted true crime cases. As always, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. Now, let's get into it. The girls were dropped off at 1 p.m. and were to be picked up a couple hours after by Libby's father. At 2:07 p.m. Libby posted a Snapchat of Abby walking across the bridge, as seen. At 3:30 p.m. Libby's dad is at their agreed-upon pickup point, but his calls go answered. He left his car soon after to go search for them, walking the same path they would have walked. At 4 p.m. with no sight of the girls, he called Libby's grandmother and Abby's mother to ask for help in his search for the girls. With both families searching, they were still unable to locate the girls. At 5:30 p.m. the police were called, and soon a full search was underway. Around the same time, Libby's phone went dead. The search concluded that night with no answers. The next morning the search resumed with canines, divers and the FBI. Around noon, the bodies of two girls were found by a volunteer searcher near the edge of the water of Deer Creek. Deer Creek was approximately half a mile from where Libby's last Snapchat was taken. The area was part of a private 40-acre lot belonging to a 70-year-old man. He was eventually ruled out as a suspect. The next day, autopsies were completed, and the two bodies were confirmed to be of Abby and Libby. No other information was given by police on how they died, but a photo of a man is released by them to the public. At the time, they did not name him as a suspect, just someone they wanted to interview, as he was seen on the trail the same time as the girls. A week later, the police and FBI hold a press conference to give more details on the case. They revealed that the photo of the man was taken from Libby's own phone. They also released a small audio clip taken from the phone. In the clip, the man can be heard saying "down the hill." Down the hill. Down the hill. Circumstances of why the video was taken was, and is still a mystery. Police have openly stated they think it was a conscious decision by Libby to film the man, because she may have sensed that something was not right. On July 17, police released a sketch of what the suspect could look like. To date, the only person of interest to be named is Daniel Nations. On September 25, Daniel was arrested in Colorado for suspicion of wielding a hatchet and threatening people on various trails, as well as a possible shooting on a trail. Police eventually announced that they could not rule him in or out of the case and instead named him a person of interest. There were two other names that were connected to the case: John Miller, 59, of Fort Wayne, Indiana, now serving 80 years in prison for the death of April Tinsley, and Charles Andrew Eldridge, 46, arrested after arranging sex with an undercover cop posing as an underage girl. In the end, police removed both these names from their suspect list. On April 22, 2019, police held a press conference stating that the case was going in a new direction. They released an updated sketch of the suspect. The new image was the result of over 2 years of investigation. The new sketch shows a man with a broader age range of 18 to 40 years old. Police believe the man lived, worked, or regularly visited Delphi. A longer audio clip of the suspect speaking from Libby's cell phone was also released. Police also revealed that they are looking for the owner of a vehicle that was abandoned between 12 p.m. and 5 p.m. on February 14, 2017. The vehicle was seen on the east side of County Road 300 North and was parked at the old welfare building. On April 28, 2021, police announced that they are looking into a potential new suspect for the murders of Abby and Libby. Police have recently arrested 42-year-old James Chadwell with the attempted kidnapping and murder of a 10-year-old girl in Lafayette, Indiana. Lafayette is located approximately 20 miles from Delphi. Police have stated that there are several factors that lead them to believe that he could be involved, but have not released any additional information. On December 6, 2021 at approximately 9:50 p.m., Sergeant Jeremy Pierce, Public Information Officer with Indiana State Police, announced the discovery of a fictitious online persona, Anthony Schatz. Sergeant Pierce said this profile had been uncovered during the course of the investigation into the murders and was believed to have been used in 2016 to 2017. The press release said they were asking for anyone who had social media contact with a user by that name between 2016 and 2017 to come forward. They asked anyone coming forward to utilize the Abby and Libby tip line. A day or two later, ISP released an additional statement related to this profile and confirmed that the account is alleged to have belonged to a 27-year-old man named Keegan Anthony Klein of Peru, Indiana. At the time of the press release, Klein was being held in the Miami County Jail for 30 alleged crimes including child exploitation, possession of child pornography, child solicitation for sexual intercourse and obstruction of justice. Klein set up the fake social media accounts, in which he used photos of an unknown male model, to catfish potential underage victims. Kelsey German, Libby's sister, said of Klein being a potential suspect, "I think in the past when there were names put out in the media that was more the media putting them out there, but I think this is the first time we've ever seen police put out any sort of name about a potential suspect."
The account is definitely important and that we have to keep sharing it and putting it out there because for whatever reason law enforcement thinks it's important.
German also said that she long believed that social media did not have anything to do with the case, but said she has now reconsidered things, saying, "Libby never told me anything about anybody contacting her online. But since the latest release happened, it just made me think that even if she had told us or if we would have said something, then she'd have likely kept messaging anyway, because teenagers like to hide things, unfortunately." Past reports revealed Klein was questioned by police after a search of his home in Peru, 12 days after Abby and Libby were murdered. In the newly obtained transcripts that were briefly posted on a Miami County court website earlier this month, Klein is interrogated by a state trooper and a sheriff's deputy on August 18, 2020, confronted with the knowledge that detectives knew he was communicating with Libby and her friends the night before her disappearance when Libby was at a sleepover. The trooper confronts Klein, saying that Anthony Schatz was supposed to meet Libby on the Delphi High Bridge the day she died. Earlier, the trooper quoted Klein's message to another person after he learned about Libby and Abby's murder, where Anthony Schatz wrote, "Yeah, we were supposed to meet, but she never showed up." However, the case still remains unsolved to this day, and Klein has never been charged.
Every day. We're closer every single day. The tips keep coming. And once that comes in, and once that completes itself, then we're going to have to assign another 60 or 80 detectives to this and go back through every single lead that we've ever gotten. It's important that we don't show our hand.